Okay, so I know that people are looking into the Epstein files, and there's a lot of stuff being spread on the internet. And I'm not doing this to defend anybody involved, obviously, because I've been looking into this for over a year. I just want to simply state the facts of what we know, right? What we know is true. None of the alleged satanic stuff, because although that may be true, there's no gun smoking evidence that it is. I just want to talk about the main concerns when it comes to political and economic influence that this guy had, okay, through the powerful friends that he made. So I just wanted to give a small timeline of who this guy knew, how he came up through the ranks of financial politics or whatever, right? And, how he gained so much power as a civilian, right? Because that's very rare. Of somebody to come up that quickly without having like family, that has already had. Anyways, you guys get what I'm saying. So, at the beginning of his, career in the late 80s, he became a financial handler, basically a financial consultant, right? He would help people, manage their money, especially rich people. He was known for being very, confident when it came to managing rich people's money. And this is sort of how he began to know this guy named Les Wexner, okay, who is a, multi-billionaire, a creator of Victoria's Secret, very, very rich, very, powerful guy, right? And so he creates this company, Epstein, he creates this company called Jeffrey Epstein and Company, okay? And the company's purpose is to manage bank accounts with over $1 billion, okay? And weirdly, the only account that he managed was Wexner's, right? For years, like he was the only person that was involved in this company, and he was managing this guy's money and making so much money off of this. And in the end, Wexner basically gives him a mansion, gives him a ton of property, and other stuff for free. So there's some weird blackmail thing that likely happened. I assume that he, had something on this guy, but anyways, they had a falling out, and Wexner apparently regrets the whole friendship they had. Okay, so that's just that. So, yeah, from this he gains enormous wealth, and he gets control over financial entities as well that Wexner was, influenced in, right? In 2008, he gets charged for abusing minors and pleads guilty and gets a non-prosecution agreement, which is very lenient. There is, very few court cases that go like this, especially for, people of his nature that are just so well-known and stuff. He basically got a get-out-of-jail-free card. So 4 years later, he re-enters the circles of academia, science funding, and politics. What I mean by this is he was funding some weird science experiments that were just strictly for his own interest, it seems like. He didn't really have anything that he was contributing to in terms of helping the public research sicknesses and stuff. He was just looking into some weird stuff that he was funding, and he was just privately funding this stuff. Anyways, and he also gets back into politics too. So this same year, he becomes affiliated with this guy named Leon Black, okay? And Leon Black is in charge of a huge financial conglomerate, Leon Black. Leon Black is a well-known Zionist, and his father was Eli Black, right, who founded the Apollo, whatever that it was. I can't remember what the name is, the Apollo project, whatever it was. But Eli Black, Leon Black's father, wasn't his true name, okay? His real name is Elihu Blackowitz. This guy was very, very cheeky when it came to finances, right? He cheated people. He, made his money through weird, illegitimate ways. And eventually he killed himself because he knew he was going to get caught for making a deal with the Honduras government that was several $billion, right? And finding out that he was going to get caught, he went up to the top of a skyscraper, threw his fucking briefcase out, and said, fuck it, and just jumped off. And so this is the kind of people we're dealing with here, is people that are willing to get money at any degree necessary, and get power by any means necessary, even if it includes death of yourself. Like, these are who these people are. They only care about fucking money. These people of power, they only care about money and their power, right? And when they lose that, they have nothing left, so they die. They kill themselves because, right? So his son, Leon Black, becomes friends with Epstein, right? And so after this, Epstein gets paid from working with Leon Black $150 million over the course of a few years. So years later, right, Epstein is a Jew, right? He's a Zionist as well. He has loyalty to Israel. He has friends within the Israeli government. And you might have seen recently that Netanyahu has denounced the fact that Epstein had any connections to the Israeli government, right? Or the military, for that matter. But this is simply false. Like America, Israel is a democracy, whatever, has a left and a right. And during the time of this, Israel had a different prime minister, Ehud Barak. And he's more on the left side, right? He's more on the left side. This guy came to power he was an IDF soldier as a young man, rose through the ranks, and eventually became the leader of the IDF. This is sort of Mossad is sort of the right side entity for Israel, and then the IDF is more left side of the intelligence force, right? That Ehud Barak, this left wing guy, has power over. And he met with Epstein over 60 times in the course of just a few years. And this is during the time of, like, all of his alleged crimes with, like, Trump, Bill Clinton, all these people that have been mentioned, right? This is during the time. So it's ludicrous to say that he wasn't contributing any information towards the Israeli Defense Force or the government, because it's just insane how many times this guy met up with them, right? There's no reason that this guy would meet with them 60 times just to hang out, right? There's no fucking reason, okay? So that just proves that we have proof now, definitive proof, that he had ties to the Israeli government, right? So he, like I've been saying for about a year now, maybe more, is an agent of Israel, right? And he is using his power to take control of American politicians, right? Okay. So now that we have this, who was Wexner as a Jew? As a Zionist, he had heavily involved interest in Jewish philanthropy and leadership development, right? For young Israeli men and women to rise to positions of power, basically grooming these kids into becoming powerful entities so that they can be used for the benefit of Israel, essentially. And he donated millions of dollars to this. Leon Black also is very good friends with Ehud Barak's, ties to the IDF as well. There many friends with the IDF, and friends with the Netanyahu family as well. Like, these guys are very closely tied together. The Blackowitz family and the Netanyahus are tied together. Ghislaine Maxwell, okay? His girlfriend, whatever. Her father, Robert Maxwell, was the leader of the World Jewish Congress, right? Very good friends with Netanyahu, very good friends with the IDF. 100% loyalty to Israel. This guy was a maniac. He was ludicrous. So the whole point of me making this video is that we have the facts about this, right? We know that this guy was loyal to Israel, and he was corrupting our politicians through blackmail. All this alleged stuff, right, that could be true, that may be released later on, or may be investigated through what we already have, okay, is going to prove that the blackmail was used for the interest of Israel, right? Their war with Iran, their purposes, right? Their plans. So the point of me making this video is just to kind of highlight that and just to point out the facts of what we already know, right? Who this guy was, who his friends were, and what he was. Jeffrey Epstein isn't what you think he is, really. He's, in a way, he is satanic, right? He claims to be, like, he does all this weird shit, okay? But he is also a fixer. He fixes rich people's problems, but not to help them out. He fixes them for something in return. And that's what we've seen with a lot of these people. Wexner, Black, Maxwell, all of these people. For the interest of himself, but also for the interest of another government that's not America, right? So, yeah, that's about it.